You and your former spouse have to contribute to reasonable expenses for your kids, in addition to the payment of child support. Hi, my name is Thomas O'Malley. I'm an experienced family lawyer in Durham region and the GTA. Please remember to like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel if you've not done so already. I discussed the nature of these additional expenses for your kids, also called Section 7 expenses or extraordinary expenses, in the previous video. When you're settling your family law case with a written agreement or preparing a separation agreement, you should put the details of the particular Section 7 expense in your written agreement. These details include the name and description of the expense, such as daycare costs or a sports activity like hockey, the total cost of the activity, how much each parent will pay, and the date that payments are due. Now, exactly how do you figure out how much each parent should pay for a Section 7 expense, such as daycare costs or hockey? Many spouses agree that each spouse pays 50% of these extra expenses, such as daycare costs. However, this is not the law of Ontario. Each parent must pay for a Section 7 expense on a proportion to income basis. For example, let's say you have daycare expenses that amount to $600 a month. You earn $55,000 a year, and your former spouse earns $95,000 a year. You must add the two incomes together for a total of $150,000 a year. Your former husband's income of $95,000 a year represents 63.3% of your combined annual incomes. Your income of $55,000 a year represents 36.6% of your combined annual incomes. Therefore, your former husband must pay 63.3% of the monthly daycare costs, and you must pay 36.6% of the monthly daycare costs. Specifically, in this example, your former husband must pay $379.80 a month for daycare expenses, and you must pay $219.60 for the daycare costs. The key approach is to discuss these expenses with your former spouse to reach a fair and reasonable agreement on what expenses make sense for your kids based on the facts of your particular situation. You can also decide not to follow the rule that each parent pays for these expenses on a proportionate to income basis. However, it is important that you understand what the actual rule for paying these expenses is based on Ontario family law, as I have discussed. If you have any questions about your separation, divorce, or family law case, and you'd like our help, feel free to contact me on my Facebook Law Office page, that's O'Malley Family Law, or call me at 905-434-8837, and I'll point you in the right direction. Please make sure to share this important information and video with your friends, family members, and coworkers.